your messages. And then also leave me a message on X. Use the hashtag GamePlan. We'll retweet it and share it with the rest of our listeners from across the globe, of course. Let me introduce my guest. Sichofe Philip Achrim is seated. Daddy K is here. Oh God. Are you done? Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Muftan Abdullah will join us. Actually, Thomas Clue is under the weather today, so
say what's wrong with him.
He said he texted me. Instead of him to text me, he sent me audio.
So that you feel
Yes.
the emotions in it.
I'm feeling dizzy. My stomach. You are feeling dizzy and your stomach, which is which?
Ajura's story always comes with dizziness.
And you'll be clenching his stomach.
Ajura
Every day, his stomach is paining him.
5 and 6. Every day, Karan's too.
Charlie, don't get well soon, man.
Yeah, so all the best to him, Achu Tamaklo.
They say somebody upstairs said that I choose PB in 100 meters. PB.
His personal best in the 100 meters
From running from his room to the toilet.
I swear, this is you like talk. Nobody.
Somebody for upstairs. Not me.
Oh God. And that distance, he's covered it in what? 9.3 seconds.
9.3.
Quick!
I'm telling you.
He beats his say the record.
Unless Achu's stomach no calm.
Quick.
Oh God.
Man, so Achu get well soon. He wrote a very beautiful article about the video that's been trending on social media in the last few days of Coach Edise selecting players by looking at them,
Yes.
the way he balance and say, you out.
gifting.
You out. That video from, I think, the year 2000.
Cheekbones.
Is that what? Yeah, you watch the guy, he touch the guy in cheekbones and
I know.
you are overage.
No.
I mean, I've seen a lot of commentary on that video. Lots of people don't seem to think that the method being used was fair. And interestingly, there's a lot of footballers who didn't make it from the system from back then who are commenting on the video. You know, and speaking about their own experiences. And, you know, I think I share some of them on Twitter, right? But yeah, you should find it. Achu wrote an article on it with the backstory of how that video came about. And it's a very interesting read indeed. But, you know, in case you haven't seen it, I mean, I shared it, and I think the Joy Sports handle shared it as well. But I've just gone onto my Twitter page to retweet it. So when you go onto Twitter, I think that should be the first video you see on top of my feed. It's a very, very interesting video of Coach Eduse selecting players by watching them, looking at them, and it's a very interesting selection process from back in the day. And Achu's article is, I've just retweeted that as well. It says, viral Ajax video, a look at the origins of the Ajax Goldfields partnership. So, should be a very interesting read. You can find that with that title on my Joy Online portal, or even on Twitter as well. I've shared that. But guys, you see, some of the comments, some Kwame Eugene on Facebook, he says, I remember this day very well. He says, though it was a sad day for some of us. So he was there. I wish I could speak to some of these people, and find out their own experiences. Good Deeds on Facebook says, final justifier in Accra. So he's sharing his own experience. The video we saw was from Lane Clay Stadium in Obuasi. And he's saying, final justifier in Accra. They looked at me and shouted, hey, you, outside.
Oh, Charlie. Oh, Charlie.
Then Labando Yakubu also on Facebook says, we all face this, especially at Finot, the Finot Academy in...
Bro, I said JSS, I even faced some.
You faced some, share your experience.
We're about to play game, solid number 10 Cicho. I've picked my jersey, I've dressed, I entered the pitch. Then we're hosting against in our school, St. Joseph Preparatory. I enter the pitch, and some teacher from another school comes and says that we should use a scale. And if I'm above a certain or place above, I jump on the scale and I'm above the way they're saying, don't let me play. I'm like, then the game won't play. Because
the game.
Killer, my parents have paid fees. The school, the ball that we are playing is part of it. I'm the number 10 of the team. I'm not playing. We are not playing.
You sound very like a privileged kid. Your father has paid fees, saying does that mean you have a right to play the match?
No, yes. Because
wait, wow.
The sporting activity is part of the curriculum.
Yeah.
So I have to play.
And your school team.
School team.
And that one, they select players, correct?
Yeah.
Because I'm good.
Now,
no, Sicho, two different things.
No.
You are good. Hold on. Two different things. You are good.
I'm brilliant.
You're fine.
I'm brilliant. Don't use good.
Good is for
Fair enough.
I'm brilliant. I'm a baller.
You're fine on Tuncheng. You are brilliant. Okay.
Yeah.
And on Tuncheng.
Yeah.
Then there's a school team that is based on selection, correct?
Yes.
And they did not deselect you because you were not good. They deselected you because they said you were overweight.
Yeah, but that is in quotes nonsense because overweight.
You climb the weight. You are going to eat plenty fufu. You have come. They have told you that you are overweight, and you are saying you play the ball.
That is me. No, but even me, I was quick. But we can't use that.
You were quick.
I'm extremely
I
quick.
like Messi.
No.
You were rapid,
Bro, I was like Rooney. Boga. No. I was.
Number 10. Star boy.
No,
Star boy.
See, anybody who knows me from JHS, SHS, just mention the number, mention the WhatsApp number. Let them drop their. Let them drop their.
055 1111997. Sichofe is sitting. Hold
Let
on.
them
Wait.
drop their testimonies.
Sichofe. Hold on. Danike, hold on. Sicho is sitting on radio, lying to Ghanaians that he was a star boy.
I was a player.
And he's asking his classmates to text.
Not only classmates, anybody who was around at that time. My genius.
Which
my
school was
seniors,
this?
Even his
St. John's
opponents.
Preparatory.
St. John's
From
Preparatory.
St. John's to
Which which year period was this?
Oh, from 206, 207, 208.
Baller.
If you went to St. John's Preparatory during that period,
Even third year final year.
wait, Tech, you played football there.
Oh, third year final year.
School team.
No, I didn't. I said I won't play school team.
You play for what?
I said I won't play school
No,
team.
where
I'll play
did
for
you-
my college? College of Science.
College of Science.
College of Science.
Sichu.
Oh, they will bring the testimonies.
All right.
See, when it comes to
055 1111 Somebody has to bail Sichu because somehow cannot.
No, I don't need bailing.
You
It's a
see,
fact.
Abedi will never sit down anywhere and say that he was brilliant.
No,
Anybody
me,
who
me, I was brilliant. If Adebedi Pele doesn't know he was brilliant, me, I know. I was brilliant. I'm telling you. No, if he won't say it, I know the best. But
This
me,
guy.
I know the ball play.
and you have wait, you are saying that there are people who can testify to this.
Their testimonies will flow. Go to Twitter. That's what's there.
But when Sicho was in classes, he and the day they play together. He and the day. I'm telling
Danike,
you.
you are adding to Sichu.
As you mentioned, they make a choice on to see anybody who was for opinion like after the 209 when they went to under 20 and we played our freshers games and I was captain my house. Ask them the name they were calling me. Player.
Oh, Chale.
Sichu, sit down. He's jogging.
Oh, Chale.
He's jogging in the studio.
Fence.
So you wait, finish your story.
Yes.
You were overweight.
They said I was over and I'm like, no, this is my school. I'm a student.
But you do know that weight is a very scientific measure for selection.
No, it's not.
They said that you can't weigh more than
for age. It's not. No, it's not.
No, did they use that to determine your age or just
they
to say that
I can't
you were not fit?
No, it's not fitness. Oh.
They said what?
They were using it to judge people who are over age in JSS category. I'm like, what are you talking about?
How?
Oh no,
Oh.
that one is factors.
They were using scale.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember in 2002 when we wanted to play inter-school football competition. There was one guy who was within our group. They gave him the weight. He climbed the weight. No, they see him weight. They say, no, you are not part.
You call Fifi Manfred. You call Fifi Manfred. You call Fifi Manfred. You call Fifi Manfred.
I should ask him.
Fifi Manfred, we're in the same college. I was in computer science. He was in biochem or biology. He was in. We're in the same college. Ask Fifi Manfred that when computer science students are playing football.
Baller!
Who was the captain?
Baller! Senior! Baller! Oh, Fifi, you see, Coach Ignatius, the deputy coach of
Sudan.
assistant coach of Sudan. Ask him that if he had a wish to go back in time and then get a player to go and play for Sweden, who would that player be?
Let's call Ignatius.
Hey,
Let's call him.
Pause. Guys, pause. The guy is overdoing the thing.
I'm not overdoing. I'm giving you references. Call them.
Call them.
Fifi's our colleague.
Fifi's on the line. Ask him.
Call them. Why are you saying I'm
I
overdoing?
dare you
Call
to
the people.
ask Fifi. I dare you. Ask Fifi.
Call them.
Danny
Please, I'm overdoing.
Call Fifi, man, for me.
Fifi's on the line.
Fifi's on.
Wait,
Call the boys.
somebody, you've got to call Fifi for this.
Fifi's on the line, brother.
If computer science are
Player.
Fifi, Manfred.
Oh.
Hello, Virgil.
All correct, eh?
Yes, boss. Everything cool for you.
Charlie, Sicho is here pouring pepper in our eyes. Do you have any testimony to Sicho's footballing abilities, please?
Oh, yeah, that one there, it be true. That one there, 100%.
Wait, hold on. Wait, quiet, guys, quiet. Sicho, will you sit down? Will you sit? Wait, Fifi. Wait. At what point did you join this? Did there somebody text you to tell you what to come and see?
Oh, no. I've been on. I think the producer called me, so I've been listening. And I've known Ticho to be a good player for a while. And, you know, at the College of Science, we used to play in Tadi.
Nobody comes close.
Oh, God. Ticho, will you sit down? Will you sit down? Oh, God. Wait, so, okay. Fifi, listen. Wait. Ticho, will you sit down? Oh, God. Fifi, wait. Were you mates with Sicho? Was he your senior, junior? At what point did you?
Sicho was my senior. Sicho was my senior. I think 1 year or 2 years.
And
Sicho was my senior.
And you watched him. You watched him play in what year?
When I was in second year, I think he was in third year. So that was just from that time I was always watching him. And I think when he got to the final year, we used to do a whole College of Science team, and he made it to the team too. So
what position did he play? What position did he play?
I think it was somewhere in attack.
He was somewhere in attack.
Yeah.
He said he was behind the striker things.
Yeah. But I think almost everybody that knows Sicho from KNUS, especially from Queen's Hall to College of Science to Focus FM, everybody knows Sicho as a player even before the sports.
You know, I should not have called you, I swear. I should not have called Fifi. Okay, well, okay, fair enough. When I was also in the village, I was a baller. The problem is that there's nobody to call. So you have to take my word for it. Anyway, all right, listen, Fifi, thanks for joining us. So the reason we called you, wanted to speak about the Super Clash briefly. Hearts of Oak are coming to town this weekend against Kumasi and Kotoko. Kotoko have been beefing up the squad. They've had issues with squad depth at the start of this season. They're not scoring enough goals. They went through a really poor patch of form before the last two victories in the FA Cup and in the league. Hearts of Oak, on the other hand, seem to have found a bit of consistency about them in recent weeks after what was a struggling start to the season. The two of them are separated by just 1 point, of course, with Hearts of Oak in seat position with 19 and Kotoko just behind them with 18. What's been the atmosphere, the conversation? We know that over the years, this fixture has not exactly been the most popular compared to its illustrious years. But what can you say about atmosphere or anticipation in Kumasi ahead of this game on Sunday?
Well, I think that the spirit of people here in Kumasi seem to be high. And the first factor is the fact that, this game is going to be played at the Barbara Sports Stadium. Kotoko have played almost every game, every home game at the Obuasi and Clay Stadium. And the fact that they are now getting back to come and play at the Barbara Sports Stadium is something that looks like it excites their fans. In fact, for the past few days, people from the Kotoko INC have been on various radio stations letting people understand that they brought the game. They lobbied the ministry and then the National Sports Authority to get Barbara ready and to bring it back to Barbara just so their fans can come in. So there have been some good work, goodwill also. People seem to be interested in it. In fact, this morning, on my way to work, I met people in Kotoko paraphernalia. It looks as if the city is really getting into the super clash mode. Yes, in the last few years, it hasn't been the best in terms of turnout, in terms of even interest of the game, but it seems to be good. Again, I think that one thing that's also being done is that throughout the week, all the known sports shows in the city seem to be doing previews with the video they hear from Monday, constantly previewing the game. So we've whipped up some good interest, and also the fact that the game is going to be in Kumasi after almost half of the season, Kotoko have been played here. So it looks as if there's some good interest as it stands now.
Yeah, so great build-up indeed. And Kotoko seem to have been coming back into form at the right time for this game. Hearts of Oak, on the other hand, have been quite consistent. The last 4 matches, they've won 3 and have drawn 1. So that's been a lot of positive build-up to this particular game. What does that mean for this game on Sunday between those two coaches? Because I think if only a few weeks ago, we would have said Ogum was under pressure. Would you still say that that's probably where he still is ahead of this game?
Yes. I think that Prosper Natogum is still under pressure. The fact that the reshuffle that went on around the IMC sent a subtle message that people want to move certain blocks away if they want to sack him, so that they can go ahead and sack him. He is under pressure. The fact that he's coming back to the Barbara Sports Stadium, where it looks as if almost everybody who believed in him or who didn't believe in him will get a chance to be there and watch him and assess the team by themselves, puts him under pressure. Also, the fact that the super clashes in recent times seems to be something that either keeps the jobs of coaches or shows them the exit, also puts him under pressure. And also, like you said, Abubakar Ouattara, on the other hand, for Akata Folk in the last few games have been winning, but for Kotoko, until the Ediana game and the last one in the FA Cup, they were not getting the success. So he is under pressure. The good part, however, for Nati Prosper Ogum is that he has not lost a single game against Accra Folk in the league. In other competitions he has, but specifically with respect to the Ghana Premier League, he has not lost since he became the Kotoko coach. So that's the good one for him in that regard. But he is under some pressure. In fact, you go around Adakwaja where Kotoko have been training, and then you can tell that he is somebody that is not happy with respect to the game that he has been playing, and he wants to win. In fact, I can tell you today that the last time that the IMC went to Menchia to go and ask of the changes and sent reports to Otunfo, in fact, there was a directive from the king himself that if the coach is not performing, he should be sacked. But Manap Nkra and the other members of the IMC did mention that if you look at Ogum, he's part of the IMC. So how do you sack somebody who's on the IMC who you did not appoint? So that is when the changes have to come into the structure of the club. And now he's going up in this game. Yes, it was good. He won against Ediana. But if he doesn't get favorable results in this Accra full game and subsequent games, maybe those conversations will rear its ugly head again.
Fair enough. And Fifi, let's discuss something a bit more problematic or generic in nature, definitely with the two teams in mind. Goal scoring in the Ghana Premier League, we know that it's not always been encouraging, but this season has been uniquely poor. The highest scorers in the league are Nations FC, and they've scored 13 goals in 12 games. Hearts of Oak, even though people seem to think that they're doing well, have only scored 9 goals from 12 games. Kotoko themselves have only scored 10 goals from 12 matches. That is unbelievably low. That's definitely less than a goal per game on the average. What is it, from where you also sit, is the reason the Ghana Premier League is struggling to produce not just goals, but also lethal goal scorers?
Yeah, I think that most of the teams in the Ghana Premier League already have the defensive mentality. In fact, friends, you are seasoned in this job. If you speak to most of the coaches in the country, almost all of them will want to prioritize not winning a game than winning. So they go into games thinking that
not losing. You mean not losing a game?
Yeah,
than
not
winning.
losing a game. I mean, than winning the game. So they would rather put in measures to prevent conceding of a goal than trying to go out and score. So you go across the various big centers in the country, and every game, the home team is constantly trying to play to consolidate certain games or the fact that they are not going to concede any goal. And that's the plan. And like you mentioned, Kotoko's highest goal scorer this season is Albert Amoah, who has 6 goals. You mentioned that the whole team has somewhere around 8 goals or so this season, which is so bad for a team like Kotoko. In fact, one of the things that people in Kumasi were worried about when the season began for Kotoko was the fact that almost every game Kotoko could not score more than 1. When you go back and do the average, Kotoko can't score more than 1 in a game. So almost every game that Kotoko have conceded, they either lose or draw in that game. The only times Kotoko have won comfortably is when they score, but then their opponents also fail to score. So I think that generally, when you look at the coaches in the Ghana Premier League, most of them want to go in and then be more defensive. When you even break it down to coaches like Nate Postogum, who will say are a little bit progressive in our part of the world, this time Nate Postogum is playing with a 3-back, prioritizing more defense and more numbers behind. And because maybe his team was low in confidence or something like that, constantly he wants to have a lot of numbers behind the ball. That is different from the Nate Postogum that we saw at Dwarfs, the Nate Postogum that we saw in the first thing at Kotoko, where he was playing blistering 4-3-3 with a lot of attackers in there. This time it's more defensive. It's Ablo at the back. It is Justice Blay and then Samba O'Neill making the back three. And then in the middle, plays entry in the middle of the packet. The only creative player in the middle is only Babaya, who sometimes doesn't even play. And then his wingers who are supposed to score, Saka, Dauda, on the other side, constantly also have to play as a wing back and have to come back. So I think generally that's why we are struggling. Even if you look at Accra as the folk, they bought Asamoah Boateng from Nations FC, who joined them at Accra as the folk. He has struggled to get goals. Creativity, Hussein seems to be the hub of creativity for Accra as the folk. But there have been games where you realize that the structure in itself, they play more in a 4-2-2 diamond, a 4-1-2-1-2 shape of a sort. So constantly, it's more about the defensive side of the game than it is more attacking. If you look across, my own friend, Coach Nuruddin of Samatex, constantly will play in a 4-4-2 anytime he goes away from home or when he's playing at home. The plan is that he has 2 blocks of 4, not because of the 2 attackers. It's just the 2 blocks of 4 to prevent you from scoring against them so that you have more numbers behind the ball. So I think it's more coaching because in terms of strikers, we do have a few. When Boateng was at Nations last season, he scored quite a number of goals. For Kotoko, they have issues with strikers. That is true. And that's why it's good to see that Kwame Poku is back into the team. And we hope that he can give Kotoko those goals that they are lacking.
Yeah, and you mentioned Albert Amoah, 6 goals for Kotoko this season out of their 10. You just wonder in 12 matches, what are the rest of the players doing? The rest of the team is contributed to just 4 goals. He alone has scored 6 of them. But then, what does this mean for the Sunday game? Then, what are your expectations for how the 2 managers will approach this game? Who is in the better form, or is this a game where form will come into play, or we are back to the default area where everybody says with this match form doesn't matter?
I think it should this time. I think that the form of both sides should matter. In fact, I think the last game that I saw Kotoko had at Accra for the President Cup or so, I think that was a very, very good one, a good display from both sides. And I'm expecting the same at the Barbara Sports Stadium this weekend. I think that Kotoko comes into this game having what it takes to help Hasselhoek. And I say this in the sense that I've watched Hearts quite a number of times this season. Now, because Hearts play more now and Kotoko play with wing back, Kotoko look like the team that will have the better chances if they run the channels very well. It also depends on how good Hearts midfield can stay in the game as long as possible. Like I said, it's more of a diamond shape for them when they play Salim and the likes in the middle of the park. So it's about how Hearts can stay in the game as long as possible. I think the fact that Nate Postogum has not lost against Accra Folk looks like the little glimmer of hope that they have. and I think that probably will be enough for them. I don't see Kotoko losing this game at the Barbara Sports Stadium, although Hearts have been good. In fact, like you did mention, although Hearts have been winning in the last few games, you look at the underlying numbers away from just the goals that they scored and the wins, and you realize that Hearts are not really that good or too exciting. So it's not really a hard side that can hurt Kotoko as much. Although Kotoko have also not been good, there have been games where they've controlled well. So I think that my money will be on Kumasi Asante Kotoko, and then we'll see how it goes.
Fair enough. Thank you. Thank you very much, Fifi, for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, Fifi Manfred joining us from our sister station, Inshra FM in Kumasi there, with analysis of the Super Clash this weekend between Kumasi Asante Kotoko and Accra House of Folk. That match will be at the Barbara Sports Stadium on Sunday. Send us your message 055-111-1997. Lots of you have been sharing interesting thoughts on the experiences you went through for player selection from back in the day. I've got this message from let me get his name, from Nana Sentosai, who says that in Kumasi there was this way that they used to decide how old people were during neighborhood games. It was called ball pa. They will have a stick to a certain length, and if your height is over the length, then you are too old and you will be disqualified.
It's very normal.
Wow.
That's an interesting one. I've got another message here. This one is from Karim. Karim says, yes, in 2015, they were using weight to determine under 15 players, meaning you are not more than 15 years if you don't cross the weight line. Yeah, the weight limit. I was never caught because till now.
so now you can still play on the team.
Yes. If they are still using the weight, have you seen Karim? It's like Manchester. It's like Abba, police Abba. Anyway, so we'll get into that. Let me hear from you. If you have an interesting thought on how you were rejected or selected from back in the day into any youth team or into any community football match or whatever, I'm very interested in hearing from you. 055-111-1997. Share with me your own experience. Some people have been coming to Sicho's defense. I've got a message here from... Yeah, somebody said here... Hold on, let me just get to it. I'm very surprised. Yeah, I'm very surprised. The person said, Sicho is telling the truth. He played with my brother. Hey, wow. Interesting. Let me.
Testimonies will flow.
Yeah. Let me get his name. Jeffta Odum. He says Sicho is saying the truth. He played with my junior brother Nano Poku at St. John's.
Oh, Charlie.
Oh God.
Hola. Hola.
We don't die for here.
Testimonies will flow. It will flow.
We don't die for here. Oh my God. All right. And then Patrick Mahomes, he says Chelsea are considering signing Sicho for 10 Ghana cedis plus 2 cedis performance related add-ons.
No, but if they sign Kopama, like I go to Madueke. Quick. Madueke, quick.
All right, guys, stay with me. 99.7 game plan, 103.9 FM. I will take a very short break. When we come back, there's also a new host for the FIFA World Cup 2034. That's Saudi Arabia. So we can get into that conversation too a little later on the show. But do stay with us. We've got a lot to cover. There was Champions League football in midweek as well. So we'll get into all of that right after this.
Aviator giveaways ever. Bet on Aviator from 28th of October to 15 December and get more chances to win a share of 2 million Ghana cedis with Aviator Madness. Every day, over 150 winners will be selected for cash prizes just for playing Aviator. Take your flight now and get way more. Only at betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet the responsible way. Betway. Get way more.
Where did I? Now I don't know many I just saw.
Obey, what's the chroma? And to want to say Petrosol for your energizing drinks promotion. Hey boy. Petrosol are celebrating their 10 years in grand style. They're giving back to their loyal customers. Hope you have registered at their online portal. Don't say I didn't tell you, oh.
Each month, customers will stand a chance of winning items like tricycles, motorcycles, television sets, refrigerators, phones, fuel vouchers, and many more. But the best part is that at the end of the promo, we will be giving out a grand prize of 2 Suzuki Espresso cars to lucky winners who stay with us all through the promo period. All you need to join is to visit any of our over 100 stations across the country to get registered, or go to www.petrosolcrm.com to register online.
Petrosol, energizing dreams.
After hours of planning, Kwame and Yao placed a perfect multi-bet. A big win on United, and both teams to score in the London Derby. But Yawa, who could have picked Leicester over City? Or a high-scoring game at the London Stadium? But Kwame no de shake. Unlike Yao, he did bet plus Betway. And with Betway's Bet Saver, he can win even if his bet misses. On multiple losses, he can get back his bet and more. Bet Saver, exclusive to Betway. Get way more. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18.
Welcome back. This is Game Plan on 99.7 Joe FM on Hits 103.9 FM. We're on from now till 3 p.m. It's exactly 2 p.m. in the studio, so it means that we have one more hour to go to a lot of the issues. But let me tell you about Betway Bet Saver. You've been there where you've placed a perfect multi-bet and it's all going your way until it's not. And one or more picks let you down. We've all been there. You know that feeling. Then you'll be catching the team for the rest of the year. Well, with Betway's Bet Saver feature, you can win even if your bet misses. Even if one team messes you up, you can still win. On the multiple losses, you can get your bet back and more. Bet Saver is exclusive to Betway. You can get way more with Betway, which is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Also, they have the Betway Aviator Madness. One of Betway's biggest Aviator giveaways ever is about to take off. Bet on Aviator from 28th October to 15th December and get more chances to win a share of 2 million cash with Aviator Madness. So 15th December is just tomorrow, so tomorrow is the deadline. Every day, over 150 winners will be selected for cash prizes just for playing Aviator. Take your flight now and get way more only at betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. It's regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more. Let me tell you about Petrosol as well. And Petrosol is telling you that in this very critical period like December, make sure that you save some money on your car engine maintenance. The only way you do that is by investing in quality fuel. And Petrosol, of course, is that fuel that gives you that quality fuel for less. And it saves you a lot of trips to the mechanic. Okay, so drive to the next Petrosol fuel station now and fill with smiles and drive more miles as a result of that. Petrosol Platinum Energy, energizing Ghanaians, of course. That's what we're doing there. Also, proud sponsors of this particular show. Guys, listen, we've got a lot to go to. First of all, did you get a chance to vote? Sicho, you voted, right? You did. You did. How was the experience for you?
Well, no, I think the voting experience was great. Yeah. It didn't take me more than 3 minutes. Once I got out of the car, I went to one point. They told me, they checked my card and told me from my name, I should go to the next point. You know, I went there. They checked they verified me. I used my thumb to verify. It wasn't my thumb, it was
they were using the index finger.
I used the index to verify, and they marked it. Got my presidential sheet. Went to vote. Came for my parliamentary. The whole process didn't take more than 3 minutes for me. So the experience was very smooth. It wasn't crowded. I almost thought like, hey, am I the only person going to vote here? But it was very, very, very smooth for me. So yeah, I enjoyed that.
DK, you were covering, right?
Yeah, but it was what Citrus is saying is what I witnessed at almost all the police stations.
Me too.
Yeah. At least after like the first 45 minutes to an hour, it was free. Yeah, it was pretty straight.
Mufta. Hey. This guy. You think you're in the village?
I call.
This guy.
Relax. I can't share his story. The time we did Vice. I remember one day we were on air, and then what's it? Kokui called me, and I said Nam, and she said hey.
He said Nam.
Yeah, Nam.
Oh boy.
This guy.
Where did you cover?
I also East.
East.
Kanda Nima.
Oh, nice.
Charlie, you gave me a perfect picture as what to expect, and indeed it was so.
Yeah.
The most peaceful area that I've covered.
And East, Nima, Kanda. Oh, there's nothing
and
there.
Friend, you know the interesting thing.
Everything is smooth.
They want to hurry up and go.
That's the point.
No, actually, you know the interesting thing. I got to some of the polling stations. There were no police officers, no security officer, no one. The people were in queue voting themselves. When they finished, they packed the ballot boxes and took them to the collation center themselves. No one actually guided them to do it.
It's quite
It was
peaceful.
beautiful to see.
It is. There's no controversy there.
Ablekuma South is the vibe.
In fact, when we were entering inside the collation center, friends, when we were entering inside the collation center, the people came, saying, Kizito, they want to enter. The police said, oh, don't enter. I thought people were going to be aggressive because they want to go and police it.
They just turn around.
Oh, they got chairs, sat outside.
Wait, that's all. I mean, that's how it should be, right?
That's how it should be.
That's how it should be.
You're
not
really
accredited.
nice.
You have no business to be
It
inside.
was really
It
nice.
should be like Ablekuma South. That's the vibe.
Wait, Ablekuma South. Tell me about your experience there.
All night party.
You mean after the vote?
What after? After the voting, during the collation.
Yes.
So after the presiding officers enter the collation center, the party supporters, Charlie Baister, whoever, massa.
Joint party.
They were jamming.
Then, like every hour or two, then this party track. Okay, you know the guy in that's Suluku.
Yeah.
There's something some guy will hold the mic and he's running some See, I was inside there.
You wanted to come and
I was
filming.
Like, for news purposes. I do. Before I realized my left buttocks did work. I did not give Oh, Charlie. Forget it.
Check your body,
After, you see in the morning, when news filtered through that Baumia had called Mahama too. I didn't even hear. I was inside the coalition center.
Wow.
It was final stages.
Yeah.
So and Charlie, there's noise outside. I thought something has happened now. And we were in a church. So the press people were having their church service in one room.
Yeah, we were also in the church.
In another room. And then the party boys are outside the church. So I was seeing like giddy. So I go look the outside and they say, Charlie, the thing, be like, Mama.
Yeah.
I said, okay, fine. Well, I enter. So I enter. It was like 5 minutes now. They declared everything. Okuvanopo was there, quick interview, sent everything, sat in the car, was going. Charlie, I struggle say because Charlie, human traffic. If you don't go, I said it will be so. I said the car inside, they go. The traffic lights at Bukom Boxing Arena.
Yeah.
That traffic light, the thing saw green. The woman in front of me, some, you see them 4x400 something. Then CRV. She they do pin. But it's green move. So I stuck my head outside the window. I wanted to see there was somebody in front of her. So I overtake her where I can't reach in this thing. When she they laugh for the car inside, she's not on the phone, She they laugh. Why I look, I'm like, why? What's
happening?
She said, Zoo.
We know that there are still some ongoing issues in some of the constituencies, and AEC is still working on all that. We hope that all of that will be peaceful in the end, and all those people who are really going around.
Some message has come.
Where the guy has gone to put the message, do I have magic to see the message?
Let me read it for you.
Where is he?
The guy said that
I have computer behind me, computer in front of me. I have to put the message in front of you.
Stanley from Achimota, he says he's enjoying the show. He said, can Daniel Granty explain how a candidate and his whole family voted at a polling station, yet only one vote was recorded for him? Moga, see, that's the best story for this election.
Oh, God.
I think the system failed that.
See, no, Cheddar is a guy.
I watched the video, I laugh.
Cheddar's wife is more of a guy than Cheddar.
Yes.
I think the system
Cheddar
failed
and
us.
his wife and his boys went to vote. When they were counting the thing, see, I was there. When they were counting the thing, you see they do sorting before they do counting.
Yeah.
After they do the sorting, when they count, so they were counting in order of how the names appear. So they count Baumizi, Own, Igua. It reached Cheddar internal. The party agents did it. The man picked the thing, say one. When Cheddar agents shout two, two no no, two no day. They say one. Then the party agent shouted two no day. So the guy say, it doesn't make sense. Because, boss was here, madam was here. So, two votes for them. Because he knew he had calculated it already. So, he said them for do the sorting again. They do, they don't find the second vote. Wait, they go ask Cheddar why he say, why you have him? She said, I think the system has failed us.
No, she said she voted for her husband, so the system failed them.
See, you know what killed me? At the end of the day, she said, at the end of the day, we are all happy because Ghana has won.
Oh my God.
She voted for Mahama.
Right, there's a video. But there's a video also appearing to show Cheddar didn't vote for himself.
Yeah.
They said the way some part of the paper was hanging. He voted at the top.
Because if he voted down, it would have been clear.
He's down.
He's down, too.
He's down.
There's a part of where he is on the ballot paper was hanging.
Yes.
Unless he turned it. And so the bottom became the top. So that he can easily... Other than that, he voted for Barry. If that is not the excuse.
There's a Cheddar experience is like General Eskin's experience from 96. The police station where he and his whole family voted.
He and their wife, they don't go vote.
They got zero.
They got zero.
Yes.
Samira Tomam. Nami mana Tomama. Amangasa Tomama.
No, but Fred, one of the things that really killed me was the fact that you have polling agents, right? And you have people at certain locations. And you wonder why certain candidates were scoring 0-0. How did that happen?
You mean their agents? Some of the agents did special votes.
Most of them.
Yeah, most of them. Those who were recruited by the EC.
So the fact that your agent was at that polling station doesn't mean they voted there.
You can get zero.
Yes, you can get zero. So that is normal.
Charlie, I had to sit there from 5:30 a.m. So 6 o'clock.
And record one.
If you're the agent, you go home and sleep.
There were even some polling station B. They asked for Cheddar in agent. He didn't have anyone there.
No, they didn't have agents in all of the places. So that one is normal, yeah. Even the EC said it. The EC said that some of the candidates didn't have agents in some of the polling
I'll
stations.
mention the police station. I'll mention the political, this one, a party. But in my constituency, like 4 o'clock there, the party agents were hungry. 4 p.m. The party agents were hungry. One of the party agents selected himself to go and buy food for them because
because he knew that no one would cheat him.
He doesn't have any votes.
If I become the Minister of Sports in 2025, I will sanitize sports, GF. I will sanitize football once again. I'm not happy with what we're doing. There are so many things wrong with our football. And unless we take bold steps to sanitize the system and take decisions that will inure to the benefit of the people who are doing football and the footballers, and not businessmen and Shylocks, football will not grow. The people who play the game, the people who invest their time, their money in football should enjoy football. I've been a footballer before. I've been a sportsman before. I will fight against anybody who desire to exploit any sportsman.
Are you,
That is
are you suggesting that the current system is exploiting sportsmen?
Yes, yes.
That's Neil Ante van der Poel in that conversation with Muftau a couple of weeks just before the elections. And he said if he becomes sports minister, now his party has won. So there is that possibility, obviously. And he says that he will sanitize football, suggesting that the football at the moment is dirty. It needs sanitization. So we are asking you, what did John Mahama do in his first in the first 120 days for our sports? I've been asking you for ideas. I've got some messages here with some of you sharing thoughts on that. Some of you are also deciding to back Sicho. This one says, please, Mr. President, in your first 120 days, and now GFA can be dissolved. Okay, so you should dissolve GFA, and Otuado's era must end, and the wind of change that has blown across Ghana football must be felt. This is Harrison Ado Daniel in Hacho.
You should have just added prosper.
Sending that message. All right, let me see. I've got a few more messages here. This one says, next sports minister should be Honorable Lilante van der Poel, and the deputy should be Sham George. If possible, run the Black Stars from the Jubilee House and leave the FA to manage their league. Thank you. Interesting message from D, sending us that message from the US. This one says, invite... Okay, hold on. All right, sorry. This one says, please, Sicho, we beg. How can you be overweight and still insist on playing? Anyway, Sicho was Yamal those days.
I wasn't overweight too.
Hey, hold on.
I wasn't overweight. They set their own. I've always had big bones. I'm a big boy. I'm not a small boy. I've always had big bones. I'm a big boy. So, you know, if we use that my big bone thing, can tell me, say, they always set some low weights be.
You are calling it a low. They've standardized it. Some people have passed.
You fail. It no be science. If like we're really beginning, never go 10 professional footballer.
That is fact.
Listen, Sakatu in Luton says, Charlie, this video was funny, man. Back in Ashimota Basic School, to play in the junior team, you had to weigh 25 kg or downwards. Man, before the weighing, the joking boys had to go to be able to meet that weight pie, Charlie. Memories.
Not jogging.
Not
even jogging.
Sometimes
he meant
it was
jogging.
deliberate.
So in order to lose weight, yeah.
Sometimes it was even deliberate for you not to eat. Because I remember when we were going to play inter-school, they told us not to eat.
You can lift your legs and play football.
Hoffa, I was one of the best 6 talents in the Wale district.
You sport there.
What position did you play?
I was a midfielder.
There's somebody who can verify this.
Many people.
Solid midfielder.
In Wale.
We went to Wulugu Secondary School.
We should call the vice president.
How can I call the vice president? Even around that time in the UK. We went to Wulugu Secondary School. That was where we had the inter-school that year.
Mufta, I know his story. I know how his career ended. No, I know how your career ended.
Oyibo.
Some bad injury here.
This one, how am I supposed to say his name? Oyibo what? Pepe. Okay. He says...
No, Oyibo Pepe.
Okay, Oyibo. Are you sure? Okay. He says, was Sicho in the preschool session of St. John's Preparatory?
No.
Not preschool. He went to the boarding school.
I went to the boarding school, St. John's Preparatory,
yeah. All the way to JSS, right?
All the way to JSS, yeah.
Okay, good. And said Sicho was a baller. No, he said Sicho was a ball boy in the College of Science here at UST. Interesting. All right. I've got more messages here.
This guy no go text it.
No good text.
Sicho didn't ask for evidence from Olitech. Okay, there's an interesting one here. This one says, Sicho was my batchmate from OPAS, 2009 to 2013, a senior to me at Ken UST. He was an average footballer. Even his best pal, Caleb of OPAS, can testify to that. This is from Agau Samuel, House 3, 4H class. He's trying to tell you specifically.
Agau be hater from 2013.
House 3.
Yes.
Oh, there's no surprise because House 3 there. We did the House 4. We share the same block every time there. We get right. I don't come so that.
So if you skim pay message.
Skim pay, make me
This person said you were a player, Sicho. What happened to the legs? Did you lose it chasing baby girls, or how did it fall into water?
So when it comes to baby girls, everybody knows that my story is different. I don't chase baby girls.
I've got another one here.
They chase me, but I know you're interested.
This one said, good afternoon, guys. It's been a while. Okay, this is Dell in Madrid. I remember those days, and the 12 match organizers will look into your face to determine your eligibility. If you have baby face, you play, sir. Yeah. I wish my super claphobia all the best. You will score Kotoko this time around by 2-0. Bellingham is gradually getting his scoring form back. Hashtag Hala Madrid. Del A Madrid. What should he? Hey, I said Nilante. He's not a sports minister. But first 20 days, I've gone through the NDC manifesto. There's no mention of what they will do in terms of sports. Yeah. But if you had the opportunity to advise the president, what can they do in those first 120 days to help our sports? DK, let me start with you. Yes. They should do what?
Oral.
They should first take the money back.
Oral. Quick.
But which money are they taking back? Which money have you lost in the sports sector?
They should audit
the Africa Games. The 50 million food.
Quick. Quick. Audit it quick. I don't take 120 days is a long time. You can do it quick. Bring out the result and punish because there are people who are culpable. We know them.
Wait, but do you believe that there were issues there and money was chopped?
Do I believe there were issues there?
Yes.
You are asking me, do I believe there were?
You said they should investigate it. There first has to be issues before we can investigate.
No.
Charlie, the dollar
hang on. Do you genuinely believe $60 million was used to renovate the facilities?
Do you
believe it yourself? $60 million. For why the people slept,
No, that one you can they can always justify
$16 million.
16. That one you can always. But my point is, audits is not always to find rots. Audits is sometimes to also confirm.
Yes.
So just audit and let's know they find the truth.
That's true. Yes.
Because it's not like once there's an audit,
it means somebody has stolen money.
I think it should have a forensic audit.
Yeah,
forensic audit.
Yeah. So I agree.
The Africa Games.
Because many Ghanaians have registered their displeasure with some of the figures around the games.
Yeah.
One of the first things the government should do is to audit it and then confirm to Ghanaians that, genuinely, even though some prices we feel were inflated, because they can always defend some prices. Even though, but there are records to show that these things were purchased, these things were done. Then we can move on from there. But one more thing that they have to do.
You come and tell me you are buying food for Ghanaians in
GFA. They have to go to the GFA and then also audit every single penny that FIFA has brought to them, right? As an FA. The government
are they accountable to the government? Why should the government be auditing them?
Thank you very much for the question.
No, but that one they go hard.
Okay, wait. There's a reason I'm saying this.
Okay.
If the money the GFA is getting from FIFA, they are not accountable to the government, then the government should stop wasting money on the national team through the FA. Because it is based on the fact that you've got a national team that is sponsored by the government, that the FA is recognized by FIFA. And that is why FIFA and CAF gives the FA money. Now, if that money is not being used for the good of Ghanaians, nobody can tell me the government has no say. That whole thing about government not having jurisdiction over A, B, C, D, that thing is some nonsense conversation. It is not true. If government is paying money to this FA to run to sponsor the Blasters and national teams, and then by doing that they are receiving money from CAF and FIFA, government should be able to know what that money is doing in the sector. Otherwise, who are the FA accountable to? So they can be accountable to FIFA, but they should also be accountable to the government that your books are good, and that is why we want to support you. Or otherwise, if you have enough money for FIFA and CAF, support
and I think that's a fair argument to make, because why? FIFA are not accountable to a single government, and yet the FBI took interest in embezzlement allegations and arrested people.
Oh yes.
Because while you may be an independent association, you also have a duty to your members. So if they feel like something untoward is going on, a government should be able to step in.
Yes. And the FBI thing was rather about corruption within FIFA and money laundering. And that was where the key interest in. And these things are crimes. And the FBI decided to step in because they wanted to sanitize the system. It was believed that the FIFA leadership were corrupt. That's where all the issues came in.
Until it is about money laundering and misappropriation of money, governments can also look into it.
Actually, it's also the issue you just mentioned, the belief.
Belief.
No, hold on. Do you not think that there is a huge number of Ghanaians that believe that
the GFA is corrupt?
So let me just explain it this way. when Ghana is going out there to participate in any major competition, not even a city is given to the Ghana Football Association.
Why did Yoko raid the GFA offices in 2010?
It was because in this very interview, Neil Lante Van der Poel said he told Yoko to go and raid the GFA because he thought they were corrupt.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So you just make the point for me.
And when they went to court, they lost it.
Yes, fair enough.
Because there was nothing to be found. But
because there was nothing. You see, because corruption is a crime, that is why you can go after them. That is against the law. But if they have done nothing, that is a crime.
Yeah, but we don't know that.
How do you go after them?
There is suspicion of corruption.
No, friend. Look at it this way.
I'm looking at it.
The point is that when Ghana is going out to compete at any level, the Ministry of Youth and Sports have got someone who pays for the hotels.
Did that just start now?
It didn't start now.
So the same thing.
It's been there for years.
And it was there in 2011.
Generally, it's recently that people are now educated to understand that no one gives money to the Ghana Football Association. It is just recent.
No.
Even there are still people out there who actually believe that government gives money to the GFA.
We are talking about two different things.
Wait. Even the hotels that the ministry pays for, who sleeps there?
It's a place.
Yes, so we are funding it. That's the point. Yes. We are not talking about physically giving.
No.
We are talking about our money taking
he was talking about auditing.
Yes.
Monies FIFA has sent to the Ghana Football Association.
Yes.
And that's why I am saying that it will be difficult to audit money FIFA has sent, because FIFA also has their auditors that audit the Ghana Football Association.
Yes.
And that requires the Ghana Football Association. If FIFA is satisfied that what the Ghana Football Association, they are happy with it. I'm not too sure that FIFA would continue to give money to the Ghana Football Association to meet
if they were not meeting the
conditions.
The conditions.
FIFA themselves. Hold on.
FIFA as an organization are not equipped to audit every member association. It's one of the problems they are facing. Do you know FIFA themselves? They audit themselves.
Yes.
No,
they
but they also have external auditors.
No, that's what I'm referring to actually.
Yes.
FIFA
they hire their own auditors.
They've always had it. Yet
the Ghana Football Association also have their own auditors.
Hang on. They've always had it.
Yes.
Yet they've always been audited. Yet when the FBI took interest in the matter, so forget about what FIFA is doing. FIFA's auditors are not equipped.
Fair enough. This is what I actually think, though. I think one thing that they and that is with clear knowledge and clear appreciation of the point that Muftau is trying to make, that one thing that can be undisputable in terms of asking or requesting for an audit would be sponsorship of the national teams. That money should belong to the government.
And that auditing, if you're auditing the ministry. You're not auditing the GFA.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
So when they say
the minister will come and audit his own office.
Which means yes.
That was a fact.
So the question,
that's a fact.
No, Mufta, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
No, hold on. Let me ask a question. When there is a sponsorship of the Black Stars, who signs the contract? The minister or the GFA? Whose signature is on it?
A sponsorship of the Black Stars.
Yes.
It's a GFA.
Yes.
So why would you say they should audit the sports ministry?
Until recently, what was usually done was that if a sponsorship agreement was between the Ghana Football Association and any party, there was a signatory from the ministry and there was a signatory from the GFA. However, this administration, led by Keto Kriku, they have decided to change the narrative by deciding that, and in fact, it was the normalization committee that started every single thing, that it is the general secretary, and then is it the president or so, who signs these contracts. But if it has to do with the regulations that govern sports in the country, especially the Sports Act 934, the Ghana Football Association is responsible to answering questions from the National Sports Authority, because they are supposed to account for every single donation that is given.
Sponsorship.
No,
sponsorship.
In fact, in the Sports Act, they name it donations. Donations, sponsorships, whatever comes to the Ghana Football Association on behalf of the national teams. That is where the Ghana Football Association is accountable to the National Sports Authority. And if, in fact, the Sports Act did not even mention the ministry, because it is the National Sports Authority is the agency that has been given the power to be able to supervise everything sports in this country. So you
stop there and circle back to the point I just made, that if there's any audit to be done, sponsorship of the national teams have to be audited. Then you said that if an audit of that has to be conducted, then they would be auditing the ministry. And I said that cannot be the case because
earlier the conversation was about when we go for tournaments. Monies that have been given.
About the earlier conversation. I'm
so
talking
if
about
you
now.
have graduated the conversation, that's a different point.
And ask you a specific question. I said.
And then you said.
Then they have to go and audit the ministry. And I said, why the ministry if the GFA are the ones signing it?
No, I was saying that we'll be auditing the ministry if it has to do with Ghana's participation in major tournaments.
No, my question
and the
was,
monies that are being spent on the national teams.
No, Muftau, listen. I said that sponsorship of the national team. So if MTN comes to sponsor the Black Stars,
yes.
If what's the name of the company that signed the $1 million thing ahead of the World Cup?
Mara.
If Mara have come to give Black Stars $1 million, I ask you, who signs that contract? Whose signature is on it?
It's a GFA.
You said GFA. Yes. Then they have to account to the people of Ghana because that national team is ours.
In fact, the RTI I did. Those were the questions I asked that I demanded the answers. No, hang on. The conversation was about Ghana's participation in major tournaments.
We finished that.
No.
So that's what I'm saying, that if you have graduated the conversation to the sponsorship.
It's not if we have, and I asked you.
And I'm saying that if you have graduated the conversation to that level, the FA is answerable to the National Sports Authority. So the National Sports Authority is the government agency that can audit the Ghana Football Association on that, and not the Ministry of Youth and Sports.
No, forget. That's not proper. It's not about Ministry of Youth and Sports.
The Sports Act clearly said National Sports Authority. Sports Act 934.
Hold on. If the Sports Act says that the NSA, that the GF is accountable to the NSA.
Yes.
You just made a statement. You said if that's the case, then the GFA, it's the NSA that has to audit the GFA.
Yes.
And not Ministry of Youth and Sports.
Yes.
Did you hear that statement very well?
Yes, I did. Because it's the National Sports Authority. Hang on. The National Sports Authority is answerable to the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Right?
Yes.
The National Sports Authority will do the audit and report to the Ministry of Youth and Sports. The Ministry of Youth and Sports can direct the National Sports Authority to go and audit the Ghana Football Association.
It doesn't matter who is audited. No.
So let me make the point.
No, the point you're making is very different from...
If I don't make the point, how will you get...
No, wait. If what Muftau is saying is based on the premise I did, then he's getting it wrong.
Sit your quiet. Hold on. Muftau. Finish.
And I'm saying that because the National Sports Authority has been clothed with the power to demand from the Ghana Football Association sponsorships, because in fact the Sports Act,
Muftau, that point you made it excellently.
Yes,
that the GFA is answerable to the NSA.
Yes,
in many ways.
Yes,
especially when it comes to monies,
yes,
donations to the national.
Yes,
that point I've heard you.
Yes,
I'm saying that, but when you make a statement that the GFA is answerable to the NSA and NSA has to audit them and not the sports ministry, I'm asking you to listen to that again because...
Yes.
Oh, hold on. I'm asking you to listen to that again because the NSA is...
under the Ministry of Youth and Sports.
So when you say not the sports ministry, I find it... So do you get... So now you get my line of argument.
I get the point you're making. I get the point you're making.
So bottom line...
The bottom line, the premise Sicho made was about the fact that when we go for major competitions, government spends so much.
That's not what I said.
What did
I
you
said
say?
Government spends on our national teams. I didn't even include major tournaments. Government spends on our national teams.
Yes.
Government would have to build infrastructure for our national teams to train them, play. All of that is spending. It is youth and sports. The sport as it is predominantly for the youth. If the government is taking a keen interest in the number one sports in the country, that they want to streamline it, so I need to get in there, clean out the ruts and restructure it. How do you sit somewhere and tell me that because if I bring money to and Ghana, and the government doesn't give 1 penny to the GFA, so they can't audit it? Who told you that? Which serious country would say that? Because no, they can go in there right now and tell the GFA that look, sports is a serious business. We want to use sports to shift our economy, so we want to make sure we are sanitizing the sports. Nobody anywhere can stop them. Forget about who would audit them. The NSA is a wing of government. So the NSA is a wing of ministry. So going into nitty-gritty, only the NSA, we don't need. If government wants to audit the GFA, they will use the right machinery to audit them. That is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
They need to take keen interest in sports, take keen interest in the youth, and start from the Ministry of Sports and Youth.
So Muftar, so I think we've established the point that the NSA is the sports ministry. So if the NSA is answerable to or GFA is answerable to NSA, it's the government. They are answerable. It means that they are
only answerable when it comes to sponsorships and donations to the national
The more
teams.
reason we said the audit can be done. So you can't say the audit can't be done.
No, you can audit
Exactly.
sponsorships and donations that have come to them.
So then the GFA,
Audits it shouldn't be only audit. It should be investigations and audits.
Yes.
Charlie,
because I think that the point of departure why Sicho was disagreeing is that you appear to make a point that the GFA cannot be audited.
No, but
but because they have like you said they have their own auditors, FIFA, why.
Yes,
but we're saying that they are also spending our money.
The specification was on FIFA monies that come to the GFA.
Yes,
that's what I was saying.
But there's a bigger issue of GFA spending our money. Okay, for us, like sponsorship money. If you put your signature on a contract that belongs to the people of Ghana, you have to account. Because we cannot give you money to go and sponsor the national team. We own the national team. You can use the name of the national team to sign a $1 million contract, or use the name of the national team to sign a $2 million contract. But then when we come to you and say account for the money, you say you are accountable for FIFA. Is the national team for FIFA? Or is it for you?
In fact, if there's an area that I don't know if this is necessary, but make a talk.
Go on.
The agency responsible for often arranging where Ghana camp for our major competitions in the last 5 years. One of the things that actually happened in recent times was about the fact that we're going for this tournament. I don't want to mention the tournament because people will begin to know. People were angry. We're going for this tournament. We're supposed to play 3 friendly matches. A contract was signed that we're going to play 3 friendly matches. We ended up playing 1 friendly match. And that agency was demanding that government pays them for 3 friendly matches. They were like, we played 1 friendly match. I think the next government should take interest in that chain of that agency that goes to arrange our hotels, that goes to arrange our camping bases, and try to...
There are so many things at the FA that if the government goes in there to investigate and audit, they themselves will smell it and fish it out. Forget about telling them to pick interest here and there. This is what you are saying, small fish. I'm saying that the government, you see, now you are talking about something they should take keen interest in.
No, because that's the one you know. Because it went, but there are so many things we know, but we didn't talk. Because it went through the ministry.
And there are so many things you don't know.
Until
they investigate and then they audit.
Yes, fair enough. That is one. So Danike brought that point. He said oral. So you said Africa Games, yes. Now GFA, right? National team sponsorship money. We need to know where it's going.
National Paralympic Committee too.
Travel stuff, right?
Yeah. And the NSA itself.
Who?
The NSA itself. The National Sports Authority itself.
There's no itself. Say NSA. Say NSA. Don't say itself. Audit NSA.
Yes.
Audit NYA.
Yes.
Now you said you are going to do youth resource centers. You said you finish in 9 months. 6 years you have finished 2.
These are the things.
These are the issues.
No, wait. You see, when you say the 2, how many of them are functional?
I'm
not talking about you finish in commission. But then go commission Tamaran about this thing.
Please, are you listening them down? Things that Oral must investigate at the sports. Okay, so you said 1. Africa Games. 2.
GFA.
3.
NYA. NSA.
4. NSA. 5. Australia visa scandal.
Thank you. I was going to come to that.
Because
2018.
That one with the National Paralympic Committee, the visa scandal.
And Sweden. Sweden.
And then the Sweden one.
Sweden alone. Not talking about South Korea. There was South Korea inside there somewhere for the para sports people.
Yes.
Even the Commonwealth Games.
Oh, Commonwealth Game. What happened there?
Huh?
Which one? Okay, which one? We've had 2.
The recent one.
UK.
Oh,
UK.
you mean Birmingham?
The Birmingham one.
There were plenty issues.
Yes.
So Ora should go there.
Oh.
Have we finished?
I've not finished.
No,
you see, thank you.
It's to open things.
No, I meant the agencies too.
Oh, that's the start.
Or the issues too.
That's the start.
Hey, one thing we just did my hat there. Can you imagine NSA? Money has just disappeared from the account. They can't trace
That's what NSA. If people don't go to jail there, then we are not serious. Oh. Muftau alone, please call him as a witness.
They be serious.
You saw their last appearance at the Public Accounts Committee.
Yeah. It's shocking.
This one is not. Look, this one is not journalists doing allegations. So we all watched it live on television.
Friend, give me 1 minute. Do you know the e-ticketing thing they were doing? No? Apparently, the people were not paying the money to the NSA.
Oh yes.
They owed the NSA about 800,000 Ghana cedis. The man who was fired, Numekevo, got these people arrested.
Hold on, Muta. You are telling me that the agency that helped the sports ministry to implement the e-ticketing, which we have been using for at least a year and a half now,
they were not giving. The money was not going to the NSA. They got the gentleman who was at the forefront.
You mean the NSA's percentage of?
Yes, of that money never went to the NSA.
Hold on, what are you talking about?
They were not paying them.
Thank you.
They were not
I said
since March 2020.
That's what we use for the Nigeria
game. That's when we started it.
Plenty games we play all.
How much? What's the percentage of the revenue that has to go to the sports?
In fact, I was given the total amount. The total amount was almost 1 million Ghana cedis that they did not give to the NSA. They got this gentleman arrested. The people agreed that
the CEO of the company.
This 800,000 about was before the last international.
Yeah.
So to shoot up.
Somebody's collecting purporters money and they are not distributing it.
Hang on, Fetty, they come. Relax. Don't let your body hurt you. They arrested this guy. They reached an agreement to pay the money in 3 tranches. The money came and hit the accounts of the National Sports Authority. More than half disappeared.
Why? They don't know who withdrew the money.
See, friend, I am saying whoever becomes the sports minister.
All right. NSC. Straight. Quick. Okay. So you guys are saying, you're forgetting their staff from. Okay. I think that's a fair
If you
point.
start from here, things will start. It's 120 days. No
in fact, that e-ticketing agency, sometimes it's not fair to go
Don't
to talk
mention
about
their
someone.
name,
But the point is, how on earth do you sign an agreement with a government agency? You don't give them their percentage. You're keeping the money.
That's crazy.
And in fact, they still work with them.
That's the issue. No?
Them can't catch your guy, go jail him.
You mean they arrested the CEO?
They arrested the gentleman, jail him. In fact, that's why they had to reach an agreement to pay the money in 3 tranches. Friend.
What is the story?
Relax. It's okay.
When did this happen?
It's been like 2-3 months now.
Before the last.
Muftar, you are not a serious journalist. Sami Kramashaman says they disqualified me because they thought I was having wrinkled skin.
Look.
Selection process. No?
Me, I don't agree you.
The coach looked me in the eyes and said, "Your skin and your age doesn't tally."
Next time you share butter. You share butter.
Oh God, I'm sorry, Sami. I'm sorry.
No, it says Sami right. His mother was telling him to use share butter.
But maybe the mother didn't have share butter.
She has. You know the problem. You won't play ball.
Okay, this one says, I remember Sichu. He was in my year group. His shot power was 99. 99. I was in the Ashura science class. We used to play against them Friday mornings at Mad.
Oh, yeah.
His class used to wear the PSG home team jersey. We scored them, sir.
But no, they had a very good team.
Okay.
Like head to head and beat 3 players.
All right, okay.
Yeah, but you know, say
shot power.
Thank you. Shot power. This one says, I think you should detach the national team from the FA. I think that we should not scrap the betting tax. It should rather be used to be invested in sports. I think boys won't be happy, but it needs to be done for the sports to grow. John from Ashimota. John, you and I share the same opinion. I've made this point before. This one says, Nilante has been on record on Pure FM a few weeks ago, and he has said that he will dissolve the current GFA if NDC comes into power, and he's been appointed as the sports minister. Interesting times ahead. Andy from Kaswa with that particular message. All right, so interesting thoughts. Let me hear from you, 055-111-1997. Guys, let's talk about the Manchester derby coming up. It's a big game on Sunday between Manchester City and then Manchester United, of course. The two teams will come very contrasting fortunes, even if they might be similar in more ways than one. Man City, they've lost again. Their records this season, absolutely terrible. 7 defeats in the last 10. They've conceded 20 goals since the start of November. No team in all of Europe's top 5 leagues has conceded more goals than Manchester City since the start of November. In the Champions League, they've conceded 9 goals in the last 3 games alone. Pep Guardiola is going through it big time. Amorim, on the other hand, came in, small skirmishes, and it's like default settings all over again. Last weekend, at home, they lost 3-2. Terrible defeat. And the two teams are meeting. Who is the favorite going into this match? Or is there even one? Where will this game be won? Where will it be lost? Sicho, let me begin with you. I mean, this is an interesting game of football. Yeah. Two teams with interesting form. Yeah. Two coaches with very different career paths, but very similar in a lot of ways. In that they're very demanding of their players in the style of football they must play. They're all very obsessed with a certain style of football. Results haven't been great for both. One has the benefit of the doubt because he's not had enough time. The other one also has the benefit of doubt because he's been so successful and he deserves this. Your thoughts on this match?
El Shashiku. El Shashiku. The Mosha.
You of all people. You refer to Pep in team Ashati.
It's a statistics and numbers. Like Fentu just laid it down.
1/10.
Charlie, 1/10.
El Shashiku.
Yeah, that is. El Bon Shiku. But look, it is because it is Man City and they have a great coach, arguably the best coach in his generation, Pep Guardiola, and more recently they've been hugely successful. They were only champions last season. Yeah. The season before that they won the treble in grand style. So the name Man City has got us to be a little lenient with what they've been doing in their last 10 games or what they've been doing the entire season. Mm-hmm. If you take the name Man City away, mm-hmm. and you take the aura of the manager Pep Guardiola when the players is gone, mm-hmm. this team is playing like Southampton or Burnley from last season.
With all due respect,
they are that poor. They are incredibly poor. Look, and this is why. Mm-hmm. When they don't have the ball, they can't defend. And when they have the ball, they can't create. And they don't have goals in the team apart from Erling. So, and we know Erling Haaland, you would need to create it. He's not a striker who will come and hustle the ball and pick them. It's not a Mo Salah, right? Mm-hmm. Who's gonna, or it's not Luis Suarez, mm-hmm. who can pick the ball and work out the magic. Mm-hmm. He scores brilliant goals, but he thrives on service. Exactly. And the thing about this team is they just can't create at the moment. Bernardo Silva, we know how creative he can be, but he doesn't create now. Mm-hmm. Kevin De Bruyne just returned from injury. He's not looked as sharp as he can be. There's no Rodri. Ike Gundogan looks like he's washed. Mm-hmm. Savinho, his end product is not great. Jeremy Doku has been the same Jeremy Doku. Jack Grealish has been terrible. Mm-hmm. The player of the Premier League from last season, Phil Foden, hasn't been good at all. So they don't have goals. They have players who we know can get goals. Okay. But at the moment, they don't have the goals. At the moment, they can't find Erling Haaland. They can't provide for him. They are too slow in the way they play. and they become very predictable. So teams are able to plug the holes when the openings are there, and they can't find the goal scorer. And that is a significant problem, because when they come up against Man United, when they are off the ball, can defend with the back five, and with the way City have played, can they carve them open when they have the ball? And if they can't carve and they are playing home, so the onus will be on them to be more proactive. Now, if City are going to get onto the ball and they are going to try and break down that Man United back five, if United can defend tightly and be in that back five, and City's form or recent form is anything to go by, then I suspect they will find it difficult breaking United's back five down.
Okay.
And if that happens, if City lose the ball, and this Man United team that has been set up to be a counter-attacking team from Ole through to Eric Ten Hag, if United can be clinical on the counter, City are there for the taking. Because we've seen teams, look, in the last, throughout the whole season, when teams have created chance against City, it is when City have just lost the ball.
Yeah.
Yes.
If he can be, we saw it against Fulham, and after that, Pep Guardiola was telling Adama Traore how to beat City.
Yeah.
And other teams called Adama. So
What did he say?
I heard that Adama. Oh, teams called him.
Yeah.
Adama, Pep was telling you the secrets. And Adama said, he said that the defense is not good, so I should relax. I will score. Then all the others started relaxing.
That's all. True.
And they started scoring.
It's true.
So you see, I think that United have got what it takes. They've got the tools to beat City, especially with the way Ruben Amorim plays. And look, when Amorim Sporting has been played against Man City, I mean, it's not the same thing that United are doing because it's still fresh. The players are not necessarily suited to his style. But they beat City by what I'm describing.
Yeah.
They start very deep in the mid block, at times low block. And even if you look at the goals they scored, the initial passes were in their own half. The Gokari's goal that he scored after the break, the pass was in Sporting's own half, in behind the City attack.
Yeah.
If they can do a lot more of that, then that. But the problem United have also got is they can easily switch off. Like, United have got too many mistakes in them. Too many mistakes.
Including the goalkeeper.
Everybody. They've got too many.
Everyone is erratic.
And the game against Nottingham Forest, we saw Bruno, the second goal. Bruno Fernandes trying to flick something to something in the ball. They lost the ball in their own half. Like, they've got too many mistakes in them. And if United are going to make those mistakes in their own half, City wouldn't have to do too much to capitalize on it, because if you're losing the ball in your box, if you're losing the ball on the edge of your box, City have still got the quality to punish you, even though they are not in great form. So it's going to be a fascinating game. I think United have got, like I said, what it takes to catch City on the break and then get in behind this very exposed City team. And City will struggle to create against United. I would put part of my money on United to hurt City, because they are not under pressure to attack them. They are not under pressure to go boot for boot with City. If they can be calculated and be clinical,
They don't even need to.
Look, City are playing like Burnley.
And
if Man U can't beat Burnley, they are not serious.
Wow.
So I think.
So you think United will win?
I think so.
But you have to accord Burnley some respect, though.
Okay, I'm expecting a very difficult game to watch.
Okay.
Because both teams, in terms of quality over the past couple of months, Charlie, it just doesn't cut it.
El Sashino.
But again, I think United have a slight edge above Manchester City. Okay. And that's because, look, in as much as United have been poor, you can at least identify what they are good at. And what they are good at, they are really good at it. In transition, United are really good. This Manchester City team is there for the take. Look, 2 months ago, I said, in fact, it's probably for me the greatest spot I have made in this job. For me, what I said about Man City 2 months ago. And in fact, it sounded funny then, because after I said it, they went on to win 4 games in a row.
Yeah.
But the signs were there. And I said it from last season. The signs were there. It's about... And you see, when you know the managers... I said when I was talking about Chris Hughton, managers don't change their principles. Their principles will never change. The tactics, they'll try and tweak it to make the principles better. But they will not change it. So Pep's high line, possession-centered style, wanting to create chances, fluidity in terms of player movement, he will only try and make it better, but he won't stop.
His famous saying is, when plan A doesn't work, make plan A better.
Simple.
It's not good to plan B.
You will not go to the plan B self will involve 90%.
No, plan B is make plan A better.
So that is involving 95% of plan A. It's just different branding. See, and because of that, City's high line is there for the taking. They are counter press, and that's what Manchester City used to defend very well back in the day. When they lost the ball, they won it very quickly. So you are not able to exploit the spaces in between because of their vast movement and the fluidity in terms of their movement. But this time around, their counter press is very poor. So when you get the ball off them, the spaces are there for the taking. And I think Manchester United have the players who can. The speed in the attack, Ahmad, Garnacho, if you... Hey, Charlie.
Is that Garnacho?
Like,
no, the name pass original.
Yeah.
Garnacho. Coach is a menace.
I tell you, Charlie. Garnacho,
into the floor, Baba.
See, Bruno Fernandes can pick the passes. So, I think, look, Man United are not perfect. They are far from perfect. They have their issues. But when you look at the issues Man City have, you look at the issues Man United have, I think United are more likely to exploit Man City's issues than City, vice versa. Yeah. So I think Man United have a slight edge. If anything, I'm legit going for a draw. But if anything, Man United will be closer to winning this game than Man City.
So in other words, there's only one team capable of a win in this match, and that is.
But this could also be the game that Man City will use to revive themselves.
That happens.
Of course,
that happens.
No, but look, even if City beats Man United,
it's not.
It doesn't mean that
it's not the end of their problem.
Oh, but I told you after Nottingham Forest, but they were bad.
Arsenal Everton kick us off on Saturday.
Emirates.
Yes.
Quick.
Everton have rested, having not played against Liverpool. They are coming in with fresh energy.
So
they can't score.
So
but they played Monaco. No, they played Monaco in midweek.
So
Everton.
You're talking about rest.
So yeah.
And I'm saying that because they played Monaco, the rest, they like that too.
No.
He was referring to Everton.
I'm saying Everton have rested. They didn't play Liverpool.
Okay. You're referring to Everton. I thought you were referring to Arsenal.
To do things. So they'll come to the Emirates well rested.
Cove Town Babe says Man City versus Man United is
both teams to lose.
Both teams to lose. Liverpool Fulham.
Oh, quick! We show us how it's done against Fulham.
Who are they?
Liverpool.
Slotto. Newcastle Leicester.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I think goals.
No, we'll see a lot of goals in this. We'll probably see goals.
Yeah.
In this one. Right?
Chelsea Brentford on Sunday.
Plenty.
We'll have goals as well.
Plenty.
But Chelsea to score more.
I think Chelsea will score three or more.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Brentford.
Then there's the El Ghanaian Co. Bournemouth against West Ham.
Oh, Bournemouth to win. Quick
one. Yeah. Listen, final thoughts. 2034 World Cup is going to is going to Saudi Arabia. 2030 was ratified. We know that's going to Portugal, Spain, and Morocco. The opening 3 matches we played in Uruguay, Paraguay, and Argentina to mark the centenary celebration of the FIFA World Cup. Started in 1930. So 2030 will be 100 years. So they're playing the opening 3 matches where it all began. The first World Cup was held in Uruguay. But the Saudi bid, no. Some people say problem. Human rights issues. The same issues of Qatar are being raised against Saudi Arabia. Sisho, what's it say?
You see, we live in a very fantastic world where there are lots of hypocrites and people pick and choose. You see, I agree that the world is a beautiful place. You see, I agree that I'll do this under 2 minutes. I agree that Saudi Arabia, Qatar, they've got issues with migrant workers. When they say human rights issues, I don't want to lump everything. I want to be specific. Because what they say about their women, when you go there and you talk to their women, they are happy living that way. Yeah. So you can't sit in the West and tell their women that they shouldn't be happy living the way they are living in their countries. Because their women are happy. In fact, they are happier. Their records that show that they are happier than Western women. So they don't even normally have the depression issues and all these things. Their communities and societies are safe. Now, when you talk about these sexual orientations, these Islamic countries are governed by a religious book. And most of the things that they don't believe in are in the book. You won't change it. Like, you will never change it. Forget about the way you live in your country. You won't change it. So respect it. And even that, they are saying that you can't publicly come to their country and consume alcohol on the streets. And that is why their communities are saying, look, Qatar showed us the way. The best World Cup ever was in Qatar.
In terms of fun experience and everything.
Stadium, infrastructure, everything was Qatar.
Football quality,
everything. Killer. Have you seen
Metro,
the World Cup final?
Final.
Metro this way. Look, and we are in an era where all of us are scared that it was the West who told us that our world is we are destroying our world, and so we should even stop fossil fuel because Qatar have got some, Saudi have got fossil fuel. So we should stop. We know vex.
We should go green.
You are spending a lot of money in doing COP COP 28, COP 29. But you are telling me, Sicho, in Ghana, that we shouldn't play the World Cup in Saudi. Rather, we should play the World Cup in USA, Mexico, and Canada. Do you know the number of flights that would have to be flying in the air and the carbon footprint that will leave on our planet?
A lot. Same for 2030.
Same for 2030.
6 countries.
6 countries. How is that not an issue? But you pick and choose which one you want to make an issue. So you're telling me that we shouldn't go to Qatar because they have
human rights issues.
Killer. This is not human rights.
We should ignore the environmental issues.
Planet's rights.
Yeah.
Planet. You see, this is planet. So for me, we will go to Saudi. We will enjoy another World Cup. That, in my opinion, will be better than what we have in USA, Mexico, and Canada. Because why should I travel hours in one country to go and watch football when I can just hop on a subway and tap? I'm in another stadium.
Metro.
Saudi Habibi, we are coming.
Thank you
very much for having us.
Thank you, Sicho. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Muftar. Thank you to all our listeners as well. This has been another episode of Game Plan. My name is Fentio Tahir Fentio. Thank you so much for joining us. The show is proudly sponsored by Betway and also by Patreon. So we're back again next Friday. It will be available as a podcast. You can watch it back on the Joy News YouTube page. It will be uploaded there and on all podcast platforms. We're back again next Friday. Until then, up next, of course, is the BBC World Service, and then Lexus Bill will continue with Drive Time on Joy.
Celebrating their freedom. Joy there, but how